My name is Ingeniero Carlos Ramón Pérez Álvarez, soy de cuarto B. Me tocó exponer la unidad 7. El tema que vamos a hablar es sobre la diabetes. Vocabulario: cataracts. Cataratas, enfermedad ocular que ocupa el cristalino. Blindness, ceguera o pérdida de la visión. Increasing BMI, crecimiento del índice de masa corporal. Fingers, dedos. Develop, desarrollado. Juice and wine, como el vino. About diabetes. Type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes mostly affects children whose bodies are unable to make insulin. Only 10–15% of people with diabetes have this type. Type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is the most common form of the disease. It usually affects adults. It results from insulin production or from insulin resistance. Gestational diabetes. For persons of pregnant women are diagnosed with the gestational diabetes. This disease occurs essentially the same as other types. Blood sugar usually returns to the normal after birth, but the patient has a greater risk of later developing type 2 diabetes. Causes: 1.6 million causes of diabetes are diagnosed each year. There are certain risk factors for developing type 2 diabetes. This includes genetics, race and high BMI, high blood pressure, and diet high in fat or alcohol. Complication: diabetes reduces blood flow around the body. Thus, it can cause problems in many parts of the body, including the eyes, kidneys, nervous system, sexual function, teeth, and gums. It can result in heat attacks, strong cataracts, glaucoma, blindness, and even amputations. Treatment: it is crucial to manage diabetes effectively. Treatment plans tailored to each patient to help keep glucose levels within target ranges. Diabetes management generally includes lifestyle changes, sugar increase, exercise, and insulin medication. Health read. Number 1. Before you read the page, take about question. Number 1. What are the different types of diabetes? There are type 1, type 2, and gestational diabetes. Number 2. What are some risk factors and complications of diabetes? Risk factors: obesity, sedentary life, poor diet, genetic factors, pancreatic problems. Complication: bleach, obesity, hearing problems, coronavirus, loss of limbs, death. Read. Number 2. Read the information pamphlet of diabetics that shows the current angle. Number 1. How is affected by gestational diabetes? Level D. Spectrum models. Number 2. Which of the following is not a cause diabetes? Level C. Bone disease. Number 3. What is an example of proper diabetes management? It's a letter B, getting more exercise. Vocabulary. Letter 3. Match to the words with the definitions. Number 1. It's a letter D, a disease in which a high level of the pressure in the eyes causes a person to go blind, glaucoma. Number 2. Glucose. It's a letter A natural from the sugar content in the body. Number 3. Cataracts. It's a letter F, a medical condition in which the lens of the eyes becomes white. Number 4. Alcohol. It's a letter C, the chemical substance in drinks such as wine and beer that cause people to the head drunk. Number 5. Insulin. It's a letter A, a substance produced by the body that regulates the levels of sugar in the blood. And number 6. Amputation is a letter It's a letter C? No. It's a letter B. When a person limbs, fingers of the toes are removed during surgery. Number 4. Fill in the blanks with the correct words and partial gestational diabetes, blindness, gum type 2 and type 1 diabetes, BMI. Number 1. My young son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Diabetes can lead to gum disease in the mouth. Letter 3. Number 3. Diabetes can cause total blindness in the one or both eyes. My father developed type 2 diabetes and has advanced in age. Having a high BMI is a leading risk factor to developing diabetes. Number 6. My wife developed gestational diabetes when she was
Unit 7, Diabetes.
Listen
Exercise 5,
the
page 17.
About
information
diabetes.
pamphlet about
Type 1
diabetes.
diabetes.
How
Type
to
1 diabetes
diabetes.
mostly affects children whose bodies
Unit
are unable
7,
to make
Diabetes.
insulin.
Exercise
Only 10 to
5, page
15%
17.
of people with diabetes have this
About
type.
diabetes.
Type 2
Type 1
diabetes.
diabetes.
Type
Type
2
1
diabetes is the
mostly
most common
affects
form
children
of the
whose bodies
disease.
are unable
It
to make
usually
insulin.
affects adults.
Only
It
10 to
results from
15%
poor
of
insulin
people with
production or
diabetes
from
have this
insulin
type.
resistance.
Type 2 diabetes.
Gestational diabetes.
Type 2 diabetes is the
4% of
most
pregnant
common
women
form
are
of the
diagnosed
disease.
with
It
gestational
usually
diabetes.
affects adults.
This
It
disease
results from
operates
poor
essentially
insulin
the same
production
as
or
other
from
types.
insulin resistance.
Blood sugar usually returns to normal
Gestational
after birth,
diabetes.
but the patient has a
4% of
greater
pregnant
risk of
women
later
are
developing
diagnosed
type
with
2
gestational
diabetes.
diabetes. This
Causes:
disease operates essentially
1.6
the same
million
as other
cases of
types.
diabetes are
Blood sugar
diagnosed each
usually
year.
returns to normal
There are
after
certain
birth,
risk factors
but
for
the
developing
patient has a
type 2
greater risk of
diabetes.
later developing type
These
2
include
diabetes.
genetics, race, a high
Causes:
BMI, high
1.6
blood
million
pressure,
cases
and a
of
diet
diabetes
high
are
in fat or
diagnosed each
alcohol.
year. There are certain risk
Complications:
factors for developing type 2
diabetes reduces
diabetes.
blood flow around the
These
body.
include genetics,
Thus, it can cause
race,
problems
a
in
high
many parts of the
BMI,
body,
high blood
including
pressure,
the eyes,
and a diet high in
kidneys,
fat or
nervous
alcohol.
system, sexual function,
Complications:
teeth, and gums.
diabetes
It can
reduces
result in
blood
heart
flow around
attacks,
the body.
strokes,
Thus, it can cause
cataracts,
problems in many
glaucoma,
parts of the body,
blindness, and even
including the
amputation.
eyes, kidneys, nervous
Treatment:
system,
It
sexual
is
function,
crucial to manage
teeth, and
diabetes
gums.
effectively.
It can
Treatment
result in
plans are
heart
tailored
attacks,
to each patient
strokes,
to help keep
cataracts,
glucose levels within a
glaucoma,
target range.
blindness, and even
Diabetes
amputations.
management generally includes
Treatment:
lifestyle
It
changes
is crucial
such
to
as
manage
increased
diabetes
exercise
effectively.
and insulin
Treatment
medication.
plans are tailored to each patient to help keep glucose levels within a target range. Diabetes management generally includes lifestyle changes such as increased exercise and insulin medication.
Okay. How slow diabetes be treated is the use the insulin. Listening.
Exercises 6 and 7, page 17.
Well, Mr. Garner, the test results are in. It's just as we suspected, type 2 diabetes.
Honestly, I'm not surprised.
That's right, there's a family history of diabetes.
Yes, my father had it.
I see. You should be pretty familiar with the treatment process then.
A little. My dad had to take a lot of insulin shots. Will I need to do that?
Not necessarily. We'll start with a lifestyle plan and see how that works.
Okay. We were always buying Dad sugar-free candy. Is that what I have to eat now?
Actually, no. Small amounts of sweets and chocolate can be part of a healthy meal plan, just like for everyone.
That's good. Will I have to do a lot of extra exercise to keep my weight down?
Not necessarily. You really need the same amount of exercise any healthy person needs.
Well, I can't say I do the recommended amount now. I suppose this is a good reason to start.
Absolutely.
Number 6. Listen to a conversation between a doctor and a patient marks the following starting and true T and false F. Number 1. Letter F. The mind will need insulin injections. Number 2. The man can eat a small amount of candy. It's a true. The man needs to exercise more. It's a
Exercises 6 and
False.
7, page 17.
Well, Mr. Garner, the test results are in. It's just as we suspected, type 2 diabetes.
Honestly, I'm not surprised.
That's right, there's a family history of diabetes.
Yes, my father had it.
I see. You should be pretty familiar with the treatment process then.
A little. My dad had to take a lot of insulin shots. Will I need to do that?
Not necessarily. We'll start with a lifestyle plan and see how that works.
Okay. We were always buying Dad sugar-free candy. Is that what I have to eat now?
Actually, no. Small amounts of sweets and chocolate can be part of a healthy meal plan, just like for everyone.
That's good. Will I have to do a lot of extra exercise to keep my weight down?
Not necessarily. You really need the same amount of exercise any healthy person needs.
Well, I can't say I do the recommended amount now. I suppose this is a good reason to start.
Absolutely.
Listen again and complete the conversation. Patient, yes, my father had it. Doctor, I see you should be pretty familiar with the treatment process. Then, patient, I like my dad had to take a lot of insulin shots. Will I need to that? Doctor, not necessarily. A lifting plan and see how that works. Patient, okay, we were always buying that sugar-free candy. Is that what I have to eat now? Doctor, actually, no. Small amounts of sweet and chocolate can be part of the healthy mind plan used like for everyone else. Patient, that's good. I have not do a lot of extra exercise to keep my weight down. Doctor, not necessarily.
Diabetes is a disease in which glucose, or sugar levels, are above normal in the
Diabetes
blood.
is a
Most
disease
of the
in
food
which
we eat
glucose
is turned into
or sugar
glucose
levels
that our
are
bodies
above
use for
normal in the
energy.
blood. Most of the food we eat is turned into glucose that our bodies use for energy.
Pancreas, an organ that lies near the stomach, makes a hormone called insulin that helps
Pancreas,
glucose get
an
into the
organ that
cells
lies
of
near
our
the
bodies.
stomach, makes a hormone called insulin that helps glucose get into the cells of our bodies.
When you have diabetes, your body doesn't make enough insulin,
When you have diabetes,
or
your
it
body
can't
doesn't
use
make
its
enough
own insulin
insulin,
as well as it should.
or it can't use its own insulin as well as it should.
This causes glucose to build up in your blood. There are several types of
This
diabetes.
causes glucose to
In
build up
type
in
1
your blood.
diabetes, the body does
There
not
are
make
several
insulin.
types of diabetes. In type 1 diabetes, the body does not make insulin.
In type 2 diabetes, the body does not use insulin well and may not make
In
enough
type 2
insulin.
diabetes,
This is
the
the
body
most
does
common
not
form
use
of
insulin
diabetes.
well and may not make enough insulin. This is the most common form of diabetes.
Gestational diabetes happens when a woman's body does not use insulin well while she is pregnant.
Gestational
It
diabetes
raises her
happens
risk
when
for
a
type
woman's
2
body does
diabetes
not use
and
insulin
raises
well
her
while she is
child's
pregnant.
risk of getting
It
diabetes.
raises her risk for type 2 diabetes and raises her child's risk of getting diabetes.
Diabetes is serious. Over time, high blood glucose levels may cause many
Diabetes is
health
serious.
problems, including
Over
heart
time,
disease,
high blood
blindness,
glucose levels may
kidney
cause
failure,
many health
and
problems,
foot sores and
including heart
amputations.
disease, blindness, kidney failure, and foot sores and amputations.
How many types of diabetes exist? Is A, letter B. Question above the video. Our body use glucose for energy? True. When you have diabetes, your body can produce insulin or can use it. True. Gestational diabetes raises the child risk to genic diabetes. True. Amputation is one of the health problems that diabetes can cause. True. Diabetes can cause Alzheimer and autism of adults. True.